In today's video I decided to do just Ali's fall reading challenge. This is what it looks like. I thought it would be very fun and a great fall activity. This is just amazing. So what you do is you read a book based on the prompt. You can also add pictures. It's set up so well. Let's just get right into the video. Hi everyone and welcome back. So in today's video we are doing just Ali's reading challenge and I'm very excited for this video. But I'm just going to do it like this disclaimer, this warning. This video is very chaotic because it just ended up really messy. So I am going to be getting clips of me reading some of the books from other videos, so you might have seen it, and then like other short ones that I was able to update with, I am just going to tell you about now. It's, like I said, going to be very chaotic, but I hope you stick with me with this one because I really wanted to do it, but I had loads of videos, like other videos planned, and there was like so many books for this video, and I was reading other books for other videos, so yeah, you're going to have to please stick with me with this one, but I still hope it's fun even though it's chaotic, so let's just get right into it. I started My Roommate is a Vampire and I am on chapter 8, which I believe is almost 100, no, it's 117 pages. And this I'm enjoying so much. It is such a quick, fast-paced read, but also very like funny, light-hearted. If you want a quick, fast-paced, light-hearted, a bit of a laugh kind of read and very fun, definitely pick this up. I have never enjoyed such a like light-hearted book before, but I feel like also I love vampires as well, so I had a feeling that I would like this, and I did hear that it was like light-hearted, so I also felt like I would enjoy this. But this is just really fun and definitely a nice fall or Halloween read, and the fact that I'm reading it in October just makes it so much more better, because I know some people read it in September and I was going to, but I was like, no, I want to wait until October, and I'm so glad that I did wait until October because I feel like it is just such a better mood. I don't know how to explain it. I highly recommend this book. I haven't even finished it yet, but I'm already having a great time. I'm finding it so hard to put down, but obviously I've had to put it down to do a few things like that I have to do, but I am just having such a good time with it. I am hoping to finish it today because I am just enjoying it that much, and it shouldn't take me long because it is quite short. Okay, sorry, I got cut off, I got a call. But all I was saying is I am really enjoying this and I'm hoping to finish it tonight, well, today in general, you know. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's just so good, so fun, and I'm just loving the vibes right now. And this is definitely one that you can just light a candle, have like a full drink or even a hot drink like a coffee or whatever, and just have a great time with it, you know. So I think that's what I'm gonna go and do. So I'm on page 170 of My Roommate is a Vampire, and it's just getting better and better the more I turn the pages. Let's just say that it's getting more interesting, and I'm loving the fact that our main female character, Cassie, is helping Frederick, that is so hard to say for me, like get to know the modern world and, you know, become modern, if that makes sense, because I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a reason for why he doesn't know anything about the modern world and why he is, obviously, yeah, he's a vampire, so he's going to be old-fashioned, but there's a reason, and that's what I'm going to say about that. But this is just so good. Like I said in, I think it was the last clip, fast-paced, like really fast-paced, you fly through it, and it's just very fun, and it's definitely a comedy. You will definitely laugh, let's just say that. Now, one issue with this, but it's not really an issue if I'm being completely honest, is the chapters are really long, but you do get a lot of chapter breaks, if that makes sense. I just prefer if the chapters were shorter and we had less of the breaks, if that makes sense. I find you do read it quicker with shorter chapters. I don't know if that's just me, but it's not bothering. It's not really bothering me, if I'm being completely honest, because like I said, you do get a lot of chapter breaks, but I'm one of those people that like prefer to stop at a chapter, if that makes sense. Like at the moment I've stopped at a chapter break because I needed to do an update and it's just way too long. But that is going to be one issue about it if I had to give a negative thing about it, but I don't, so we can just get rid of that, you know. But I'm absolutely loving this. Such a great time, So yeah, I am now going to continue reading, obviously, because I'm having a great time. This morning I did finish reading My Roommate is a Vampire, and I decided to rate it 4.75 stars. If I'm being completely honest, I was kind of tempted to rate it 5 stars, and I might even change it, I don't know. I'm still so indecisive, but I really did enjoy it. I don't know. I might just keep it at 4.75 stars, but I absolutely love this. Like I have been saying, it's just funny, fast-paced, a fun Halloween or fall or spooky season read. I highly recommend this. I enjoyed it so much, and I read it so quickly. Like, it's definitely a short book, but you get so much within it, and the ending was amazing. Well, the whole book was amazing, but the ending just made it even more interesting with like that little plot twist. Does that make sense? I don't know, but without saying too much, it was really interesting. But I'm just gonna leave it there because I don't want to spoil anything by accident. I did start Assistant to the Villain, and I am about 100 pages in. I am listening to the audiobook, and I am liking it so far. It's not my favourite, but I think, I don't know, I've got to get more into it because it is like almost a 400 page book. So I am going to listen to more of that, and hopefully I will have more thoughts on it. So this morning I actually did finish The Assistant to the Villain, and I think, I don't know what to think about it. I had to think about it throughout the day, and because it's quite confusing to me, as in the fact of like, there were bits that I did really enjoy and that I was really invested in, and then there was parts where I was quite bored. I felt like it was dragging on. Then there were some bits that I found really hard to understand, or I felt like it had just switched to something completely different. I don't know if that was just me, but there was just a few bits where I was a bit confused. I was like, where's this coming from, or why is this happening, or you know, like I couldn't really keep track of what was going on. Now that might be because I was listening to the audiobook, so that might be a me problem, I don't know. But I did decide to rate it 2 stars, which for me means like it was okay, because like I said, it was a very interesting story and definitely something different from what I normally read. But there were a few parts that was boring. Also, so I also would have liked is more romance. I felt like there wasn't enough, and I felt like it was hardly talked about. And so I would have loved more romance in it. I felt like it was focusing on everything else other than the romance, and so I would have liked more romance. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but I do feel like it is a good fall or like Halloween read. Like I'm glad I read it in October. I feel like it is a good read for October. I just personally, I don't know, probably also didn't help that I didn't read it while I was in the mood, and I'm doing that with a lot of books recently, which I need to stop doing. But yeah, so that is that book for now. So I have just started Hex Appeal by Kate Johnson, and I have only got 37 pages in, which is up to chapter 3. And so far, I mean, I can't really give like a proper update or like proper review on my feelings or anything, but there's no enjoyment there, if I'm being completely honest, and I just think it's because I'm not in the mood to read it. So is it a good time to read it? Probably not, but I am going to try and read some more, see if like it gets any better or anything, and I am going to listen to the audiobook while I do some editing, and hopefully then I can get into it a bit more, and we'll see, because I really do want to like this. So I am going to go and read some more now. So I'm 251 pages into Hex Appeal, which is chapter 15, and I am not enjoying it as much as I honestly thought I would. It is definitely a fun fall read, and I mean grateful for, and at Halloween time. So if you want to read it, I would recommend reading in October. Like, that's the best time to read it. But I just don't feel like this is like my kind of story. I do feel like I would probably have enjoyed it more if I was generally in the mood to read it, but I'm not, and so I feel like that is just throwing me off a bit. I mean, will I maybe give it a go again next year? Maybe, if I'm in the mood, but I don't know, the storyline is interesting. I just don't think I'm a fan of the writing much, and there are a few bits where I'm a little bit bored, where I feel like it's being dragged on a little bit too much, but I don't know, it might just be a me thing. But I don't have much left, so I think I am just going to quickly finish it off because it won't take me long at all. I have read this quite quickly, it hasn't took me long at all. So I am going to finish it off, and then I'll give like a wrap up of all the books. So I have now finished Hexapeel, and I didn't like it. I don't know if to rate it 1.5, 1.75. I don't know, but I know it's around that. So I did realise that I didn't really talk about what this book and the other book was about. I think I did talk about what My Roommate is a Vampire is about, but I am going to quickly read the synopsis of this and then the other one. Essie lives in a huge and ever-changing house in the village of Goodwinter in deepest, darkest Essex. She lives with various witches of various ages, including one who's still a bit salty after having been hanged in the 18th century, one who keeps accidentally casting fertility spells, and who knits things that create the future. Into this cauldron of chaos stumbles gorgeous, clueless Josh, their new landlord, and he's just discovered his tenant haven't paid rent since 1700s. As Josh is drawn further into the lives of the inhabitants of Beldam House, Essie is determined to keep him at broomstick's length. That is, until a family secret lying hidden for centuries puts Josh firmly under her spell. So I did enjoy the plot to this book. I just don't feel like the characters, I didn't connect with the characters. The writing wasn't for me. I don't know, I also just wasn't in the mood to read it, which is a big reason I think is why I didn't enjoy it. So for the prompt red or orange cover, I read Fangs by Sarah Anderson, and this book I rated 2 stars. I don't know what it was, but there was parts of it that I was like really confused by. I just did not get, but the vampire like werewolf aspect of it I did really enjoy. I felt like it was intriguing from bits that I understood, but most of it I was just generally confused. Also, it is a graphic novel if you don't know this, but yeah, I don't know why it was, but I just couldn't wrap my head around like what was going on in some bits where I was like, why is this happening? It was a quick read obviously, and it is good to read it in October because obviously vampire werewolf like theme. But yeah, 2 stars. I've been reading Maggie Moves On. I did start this morning, and I have got to chapter 32, which is page 269, and it is okay at the moment. It is looking like a 3.5 star, which is a good rating for me. I'm liking it. It's not bad. I feel like there are parts that are moving a little bit too slow for me. This is a bit thicker than what I would like it to be, if that makes sense. Like, it is 403 pages. I feel like it didn't need to be that long. It could have probably been like 300 pages. But I am liking how much of the story we're getting as well. So I can't really complain. I don't know how it would have worked without the amount of pages, except for like the bits that are like dragging on, or there are some bits that I don't feel like I needed. It could have come out. Now, I am liking the chemistry between the 2 characters. So we have Maggie and Silas. So Maggie has 4 months to remodel, flip a house, and Silas is the contractor, I want to say, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that is happening. And then obviously Silas is quite flirtatious, and like that's just the way he perceives himself. And Maggie is like, I don't have time for a relationship, but I do like him, kind of thing. And so you are seeing like the conflict between that. But it is really interesting. I am enjoying it. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing bad about it. But I think I'm going to finish it because I honestly don't have much left. I literally have this here. So I think I'm going to go and finish it, and then I can do an overall wrap up. So today is Saturday and I am having like a reading day, a chill reading day. And I have read quite a bit. I'm proud of what I've read considering, so I'm just going to do the update. So this morning I finished off Maggie Moves On. I only had like not many pages left, a few pages, and I finished that off and I decided to rate it 3 stars. I did like it. There was, like I was explaining last night, there was a few parts that just personally wasn't for me. I didn't really enjoy. I felt like it was like dragging on, maybe wasn't needed, but then there was parts that I enjoyed. I loved the characters, the basic stuff. It was like a basic read for me, nothing bad, whatever. There's like a chance I would recommend it to people. And then I read One of Us is Lying. I started and finished this morning. And this is also another 3-star read. I felt there was some times where it was dragging on again and I was bored. I was like page checking of like how many pages I was in, which isn't obviously a good sign. But near the end, like the further you got into it, the better it got. The ending as well, I can say a little bit disappointing. I feel like something else could have happened. I don't know. Like, I was expecting for us to find out the twist and then there'd be another twist, because I'm pretty sure there's a second book in the series. So I was expecting there to be like another twist that happens for us to go into the second book, but obviously that didn't happen. Like what I thought just didn't happen, which is okay. Who I thought it was and what happened, like the twist, whatever, I was expecting either. There was no guesses. Who I thought was obvious, like the author was specifically pointing out this one person, make it seem like this one person, but I felt like that was too obvious. But the other person, I thought it wasn't. So yeah, that's what I'm going to leave that at. I would recommend this. I do want to watch the show, I believe it is, for this as well, so I will definitely be doing that, but I wanted to read the book first before I watched the show. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It was okay. There was just times and bits where I was bored, it was dragging on, and I was page checking, which, like I said, isn't normally a good sign. For the prompt S in the title, I read Sheets, which is also another graphic novel, and this one I think I rated, was it 1 or 2 stars? I can't remember. I, again, didn't really enjoy this. I felt like it dragged on. Like, the ghosts were cute, like, from the thing, and like, but I was generally confused sometimes. I don't know if that was just me, but from what I did understand, it was a nice story. It's basically about this like girl who like has lost her mother, and she's like having to run the place up that her mother used to run, and basically she's like grown up too fast if you think about it, really. But like I said, it was okay. Like, the story was sweet. It's just it wasn't personally for me. For the prompt released on the cover, I decided to read Wayward, and this, it wasn't for me. It was a 1-star. Now, I don't think I did this book justice because I listened to the audiobook and I feel like I didn't give it a fair chance, if I'm being completely honest, because I was like zoning out when I was listening to the audiobook. All I know is it's about 3 women and all of them are like doing different things. It was like, one was in, I can't remember the year, but there was like a pregnant woman and someone else, if I remember correctly. That's all I know. You're just following their lives. But I would like to maybe reread this one day, since I didn't give it a fair chance, but for now it is a 1-star. For the prompt Dark Academia, I decided to read A Bunny. This I've been wanting to read for a while. I did end up rating this 2 stars because, yes, it's wild. It's very, very confusing. The ending, like, what was that? I'm still trying to wrap my head around what I read, but I will never understand. But I don't know why it is. If a big amount, it's baffled me. I don't like books that I don't understand, though. I like to understand my stories. I don't like to be left confused. I don't know. I like to just understand a story and be like, I finished that book. Let's put it back. Not be so confused, still trying to figure out the story. So that is why it is a 2-star. I don't know if I'm being a bit too harsh, but it was a good book. This writing was crazy. The writing is so good. Probably the best writing I've ever seen before, because it's just, there's some like poetic, yeah, you get different writing styles and it's absolutely amazing. And then the ending is just baffling. But I would recommend this if you want like a mind twisting story. And then finally, I had 2 prompts left for reading, and that was with a small town setting, and that's set in fall. Now, for the small town setting, I chose In a Jam, and for a set in fall, I chose The Simple Wild. Now, I have started both of these books, and I wanted to start them just so I could say I've started them for the prompts, but I won't have time to finish them before I go away. This is why this video is so chaotic and messy and just rushed, if you think about it, like not really planned out well, because I am going away and I literally go away tomorrow, so that is why I haven't been able to finish these 2, but I will finish them hopefully while I'm away. I will try my best, but I just wanted to let you know that I have started them for those prompts and I will hopefully be finishing them. I just don't have time to finish them for this video. You will hopefully see my review in my wrap up, but in the description, because I've already filmed my wrap up, because obviously I'm going away, it's going up while I'm away, so you will see my review in the description at some point. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.